Hello, good morning everyone. This is Anish, your English teacher, and I hope you are all doing great in this lockdown time. I hope your studies are going on very well. I have been uploading videos for you continuously so that in this epidemic your study won't suffer. You won't have the loss of your study. And before I begin, I would like you to request to subscribe and like my video. So as you can see on the screen, there is a picture of a poet, and the name of poet is John Keats. Who is John Keats and why the picture of John Keats is here? So dear students, the picture of John Keats is here because today we are going to study one of his poems, that is, a thing of beauty is joy forever. John Keats has written this poem. He has taken this as an extract from his book Endymion. Endymion is an epic book written by John Keats. Here in that book, he describes about a shepherd who was on the Mount Latmos, and he had vision of the goddess Cynthia. He was so much fascinated, attracted to the beauty of the goddess of moon, Cynthia, that this boy, the shepherd, the youth, he wanted to find her and he wanted to have her in his life. The poet John Keats also speaks about life and nature. He speaks that in life there are sometime difficult time, bad time, and sometime there are good situations, good time. So the life changes. The life is contingent. There is decay and death in life. There is despondence, inhuman activity, gloomy days, unhealthy and overdarkened ways. And in life there are pall of suffering, there are sorrow, there is negativity. So John Keats highlights all this in the poem, and he also further speaks about the nature. John Keats speaks about the nature, that nature gives us eternal joy. Nature provides us beauty, and the beauty provided by nature is eternal. It gives us eternal happiness, eternal joy. It is changeless, it is enjoyable, and beauty is truth. Truth is beauty. We have read this many often. John Keats here makes a comparison between human life and nature. You can see on the screen, nature is eternal, whereas human life changes. Nature is an expression of beauty. Beauty is truth, and truth is beauty. He also speaks that nature has an aesthetic function. Nature is a balm, it's a medicine for all human problems. It brings in cheer. It can be found all around us. Only we have to observe. And man tries his best to connect with that. He connects with the things which provides him happiness. Keats belonged to a literary movement, that is Romanticism, and he wrote about transience of life and contrasted it with the permanence of nature. He has used imagery in his poem. A thing of beauty is joy forever. He is also called sensual poet because his poems appeal to our senses. They are pleasing to our senses. And the contemporary critics say about him that Keats was a sensual poet. He focused on his vivid, concrete imagery, on his portrayal of the physical and the passionate life. And Keats is praised for his seriousness and thoughtfulness, for his dealing with difficult human conflicts and artistic issues, and also for his impassioned mental pursuit of truth, all in the face of tremendous physical and mental suffering. And finally, he told his brother George in 1818 that they will explain themselves, as all poems should do without any comment. He told his brother that the poem I have written will be explained automatically. They would speak for themselves. They do not require any comment or any explanations. So, dear students, about the poet, John Keats was born in London in the year 1795 and he died in Rome in 1821 at a very young age of 25, and he died due to illness. He is a romantic poet and his poetry is characterized by sensual imagery in his most popular work, which is a series of odes, a lyrical poem which is meant for a particular subject. Today, his poems are one of the most sought after creations in English literature. The above given poetry is an excerpt, as I already told you, from the poem Endymion. Endymion, a poetic romance. It speaks about a shepherd, and shepherd is none other than a youth in the form of poet. Summary of this poem in order to understand. So, A Thing of Beauty is a poem taken from the poem titled Endymion, which was a poetic romance written by famous poet John Keats. The poet says that a beautiful thing is a source of endless joy. It has eternal beauty which never fades away. A beautiful thing is like a shady shelter which gives us a sleep full of sweet dreams, good health, and relaxation. He further says that our attachment to the earthly things are like flowery wreath. They are traps which bind us to the materialistic things and keep us away from eternal happiness. The earth is full of hatred, greed, and negativity. According to the poet, the gloom and sadness caused by this negativity fades away with the positive vibes of the beautiful things that surround us. The natural object given by nature, created by God. The poet lists out some of the beautiful things that surround us. As the saying goes, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. He says that the numerous creations of God, like the sun, which gives us energy, the moon's beauty, the trees which gives us shade, are the natural beauties around us. The various animals like the sheep that surround us make our world lively. The pretty flowers, daffodils, make the world green and lively. The flowing streams of water cool and refresh us in the most summer season. The forests, which are full of the pretty musk rose flowers, are a beautiful sight to the eye. All these are the things of beauty. Also, the stories of the brave soldiers who laid their lives to protect their people are beautiful and inspiring. These beautiful things are like a fountain of immortality. Immortality bestowed upon us by God. They inspire us to live on and maintain our faith in goodness. So, dear students, that was the summary of the poem. Now, let us read the poem line by line, stanza by stanza, and understand what does the poet want to say in detail. So, I read the first stanza for you, and it goes like this. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a bar quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams, and health and quiet breathing. So, the meaning of the word bower is already given for your reference, that is, a shady place under the tree. So, the poet says in this stanza that beauty stays forever. It never fades away. Rather, it increases with the passing of time. The perception of the poet regarding beauty is that it never goes off with the passing of time. Rather, it beautifies more and more. For the poet, beauty is like a beautiful shady tree, under whose shade all the creatures can sleep peacefully and enjoy good health. So, dear students, that's the explanation of the first stanza. I hope it's very clear for you all. So, a thing of beauty is joy forever. It always makes us happy and its loveliness increases. It doesn't fade away. And beauty provides us a comfortable, soothing, relaxed place. It gives us good health, good mind. Literary devices which have been used here. So first a rhyme scheme, that is A, B, B and C. And you can see the example forever, never, keep, sleep and breathing. Next one is alliteration. Now, what is alliteration? Alliteration is use of consonant sound at the start of two words which are close in series. So, use of consonant sound. Example is here: sleep, sweet. Next, poetic device is metaphor. Example is given: bower, quiet. Means calmness of the bower is compared to the calming effect of a beautiful thing. Next stanza, it's written: therefore, on every morrow are we reading a flowery band to bind us to the earth. Spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways made for our searching, yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirit. So the poet says that every day it is the beauty which fills us with the spirit to live. Beauty inspires us to live our life to the fullest. It is the beauty which builds the desire in us to live. Though there are sad moments and cruel people around us in life, there are different types of situation, different types of people who live with us, who surround us. Sometimes they affect us positively, sometimes negatively. So here the poet wants to say that without beauty the earth will be full of cruel people, negativity, bad activities, sad and gloomy moments. But it is the beauty which is created by God that helps us to remove the sadness from our hearts. Many often we are disappointed, we feel bad, we feel sad because of the negative energy, negative people surrounding us, cruel people troubling us. But the poet says that there is some shape of beauty in nature that heals us, that supports us to move ahead in our life. Literary devices which have been used here. Number one is anaphor. Now, what's anaphor? Use of same word in two consecutive lines. That is called anaphora. Example you have here: of noble natures, of all the unhealthy. So, of many other examples are there. Next, alliteration, repetition of consonant sound at the start of two words. Already we have seen this. Metaphor, example is here for you. Imagery, now what's imagery? Which creates an appeal to our senses. So imagery creates an appeal to our senses. It pleases us. We are able to imagine the picture of whatever the words or phrases the poet has used. For example, a flowery band to bind us. So when we hear the word flowery, the picture of flower comes to our mind, and band, a picture of garland. Another one is inversion. Now what's inversion? Normal order of words is reversed. That is called inversion. For example, are we reading a flowery band? So the proper sentence would be, we are reading a flowery band. But the author, the poet, used them for making the language flowery, making the language decorative. Next stanza. Such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon for simple sheep, and such are daffodils. With the green world they live in, and clear rills, that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season, the mid forest break. Here the poet describes the beautiful things, beautiful objects which are present on the earth. And he gives the example and he says that these are the sun, moon, trees, flowers, daffodils, and the rivers. Poet says that all these things are like a blessing bestowed on all the creatures upon the earth. All the creatures upon the earth are blessed by these beautiful things of nature given by earth, created by God. He further describes that the trees provide us with their shade for resting, for relaxing, flowers with the beauty, and rivers with their coolness during the hot summers give us comfort, relaxation, serenity, peace of mind. All of these are the beauties of nature which are like a boon for us, which are like a blessing for us. So he has given the examples of all the things on the earth, all the things, beautiful things of nature. Literary devices which have been used here is number one, alliteration, use of consonant sound at the start of two words. Let's see the example: sprouting shady, simple sheep, cooling covered. Imagery, trees giving shade. So trees giving shade, when we hear the word tree, what comes to our mind? The picture of tree. Daffodils with green world they live in. Clean rivers. Antithesis. What is antithesis? Opposite words placed together. For example, here it says old and young. Now the next stanza, let's read. Rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. All lovely tales that we have heard or read, an endless fountain of the immortal drink, pouring unto us from the heavens brink. So the poet further carries on with the description of the more beautiful things present on earth. And he says that the beautiful musk roses, which have such a nice fragrance that makes us happy, gives us positivity. Then he describes the tales of the mighty warriors, the martyrs who led their lives for their countries or for humanity. They inspire us, they motivate us. He says that these beautiful things are the gifts from God for all of us. The musk rose. If you go to a forest and in the mid of the forest you happen to see the musk rose or any other flowers blooming, giving fragrance, we feel happy. So, here also, he further says that they are like a nectar. All these things given by God, the beauty of nature given by God, created by God, they work like a nectar. They are nectar and they never end. They are immortal and give us a reason to live on this earth. Despite having so many sorrows in life, so many problems in life, these natural beauty on the earth, created, given as boon by God. They are always making us happy, giving us joy, and they are never ending. Even the stories which we have heard about the martyrs, the mighty dead, even those stories inspire us, make us feel good when we read or hear about those martyrs. Now, the poetic device which have been used here. Number one, alliteration. So, all of you know what is alliteration. Example is there for you. Next one is metaphor. Immortal rings, beautiful objects of nature are forever like a never ending portion of a drink, like a nectar. Rhyming scheme, mostly in the word forever, never, keep, sleep, dead, red. Imagery, also we had discussed what do you mean by imagery, the poetic devices, the words, the phrases which appeals to our senses. Now, some of the new words which you might have noticed in the poem that is given for your reference. Bower, a pleasant shady place under trees or climbing plants. Next word is morrow, that is the following day. So the word is wreathing, spite, despondence, noble of superior quality, having high moral principles, pal, and many other words. So you can go through them and you can write the meaning. You can understand the meaning of this word, which will help you to understand the poetry well. So here we have finished the story of poet which he had written in the book Endymion, and he has written again as an extract for us in the form of poem. A thing of beauty is joy forever. So I hope you have understood the poem. If there is any confusion, any doubt, any query, anything you want to discuss, you can give me the feedback. You can ask me in the live class also. Okay. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. It will give you more information, more topics, more chapters from our syllabus, Flamingo and Vistas. So goodbye all of you now. I hope all of you have understood it well. Take care, bye bye, and don't forget to like and subscribe my video. Okay, thank you very much, dear students. Now I end the lesson. Goodbye all of you.